Hey guys, welcome to an episode of the Soft Hustle Diaries. And have you guys ever dreamed of starting a clothing brand? Maybe you have sketches in your notebook, some ideas in your head. I'm here to help you guys bring that all to life and start your clothing brand. I'm gonna give you guys the 3 tips to starting, and don't worry, I'll break it down into simple, realistic steps. I'm no expert, but I've run a couple shops myself, and I promise you guys it is super easy, and you can literally get started for less than like 50 bucks. Watch this. So this will not be one of those surface level videos where I kind of don't really tell you guys anything. I'm going to be giving you guys real raw tips, tricks, and resources that will truly help you. We're going to be finding your brand identity, finding really good production options, and lastly, we're going to be setting up your shop. Now this part is going to be a little more difficult, a little more detailed, so we'll do another video about that, but we'll briefly touch on that in this video. So step 1 is going to be figuring out your brand identity. This is going to be when you kind of figure out who you are, your vibe, whether it's going to be streetwear, athletic wear, or athleisure, I guess they call it. Whether that's going to be, if you're even selling clothes, it's going to literally be who you are, essentially. And for me, that was more of a message and more of a purpose-driven brand. But for some people, you may just want to make the fashionista wear and have the trendiest clothes, and that is totally okay. But step 1 is going to be figuring out who you are and setting your brand. Now brand identity is super important because without it you're kind of lost. And I know that when I first started, I didn't really know who I was or what I wanted to sell, and it was kind of like I was doing this purpose-driven brand and really motivational stuff, and I kind of wanted to have like the super cool fashion wear. So I really was kind of lost in the sauce, I might say, and I didn't really know who I was when it came to my brand, and my audience could tell that I did not know what it was that I wanted to do. So once I locked in and really focused and had a brand identity, my sales completely changed. The whole purpose of my brand completely changed. This is really important. So some important things to consider when you're figuring out your brand identity is going to be your mission, your audience, and your vibe. Now for me and what I wear, I love a really minimalistic kind of fashion wear vibe. Nothing too flashy, nothing too crazy, but still gets the job done. However, my audience was looking for more bright colors, and when I was getting feedback, they were like, we don't just want black sweatsuits, so it's definitely important to listen to your audience and also allow them to help you figure out who you are. It's nothing wrong with using your audience to help you find your brand identity. This will also help to keep your designs consistent. One of the biggest problems I faced was going from something like this to this and now working with this. So it's definitely going to be really important it's okay to branch out and do different things, but kind of keep things consistent and know who you are. So again, setting up your brand identity is really important. That's going to be our first step, our really big step, but it's a super easy step. So step 1, super easy, set your brand identity. So step 2 is going to be choosing your production option. This is where things get real. These are no longer sketches in your notebook or on your iPad or even in your head. These are no longer ideas that you're telling friends. This is when you're putting everything, not even on paper, I can't even say. This is when you're putting your designs on actual garments and you're actually getting these products in your hand. So choosing your production is going to be super important, whether you're going to use an overseas manufacturer. I started doing things in my basement with a press machine, and it's really important to do what's most effective for you, whether that's cost effective or whether the environment is important to you, whether that's what's most eco-friendly, but choosing your production options. There's a ton, and I'm going to list some. So the number 1 production option for me when I was starting out small and doing really simple designs where I really only needed maybe one color was going to be using a press machine. Now these can be found super cheap on Amazon. Walmart has some. All you need is your press machine, your heat press, your vinyl. And your vinyl can be found at, I'm sure there's shops near you guys, but this can also be ordered off Amazon or Walmart. And your shirts can be ordered for like a couple dollars, maybe $4, whether that's at a creative store like Michael's or whether you go on some wholesale websites. I can link some in the description, but there are a ton of ways where you can start small and super cost effective. That's one of the really good ways. If you're looking for another way that is cost effective, and this was why I said you can start for less than 50 bucks, if you're looking for a way that is super cost effective, you can always use drop shipping. Now, a lot of websites like Shopify will offer drop shipping, and all you have to do is upload your design into your website. And they will do the rest for you. They will print your design on a t-shirt. They will ship everything to wherever it's purchased from. And this will be super easy for you guys to, get your product out. You don't even have to touch it. Now, if you're somebody that likes to be in the middle of things like me, I love to kind of interact with, you know, my audience and things like that. And whether it's dropping things off or, you know, getting some content of me shipping things out, I am super big on kind of getting and being the middleman. But if you're someone that just wants to get things out, drop shipping is a super cost effective way. You don't pay anything until the person purchases. So if you're starting your brand, you really may not need to purchase anything until someone purchases your product. So drop shipping is a super cool way. Now, the one downside with drop shipping is a lot of times, because you don't see the product, the quality can sometimes appear as cheap, or, you know, just it may not be the quality that you want. The logo may not be as big as you want. The shirt may not be as soft as you want, or as oversized, or, you know, tight as you might want. So it's super important that if you are doing drop shipping, you know, you kind of just understand the fact that it may not be exactly what you want. Whereas if you get a manufacturer, you can kind of work with them and get exactly what you want. Or if you make them yourself, you know you're getting exactly what you want. Now, the last resource is going to be overseas manufacturers, which can be found on Alibaba, which I can link that website in the description. Or my manufacturer I found right on Instagram, which sounds crazy that I trusted someone with my literal brand off Instagram, but he was great. He's overseas in Pakistan, and he makes everything super cheap for me. He'll do bags, tags, things like that. I can show you guys some videos of that right now, but he's super good. The fit is everything that I want. All I have to do is send him the picture and the design, and he brings everything to life. I will say this is another cost-effective one. It does take a little bit more time than most of your options will, because, you know, with shipping and everything and production time and time zone differences, it will take a lot longer to get your product, but it will be great quality. It will be on the lower side as far as price, and it will just be super great for your brand. And they will offer really good packaging, which I must say they do really good packaging and really good tags. So to wrap that all up, your 3 production options are here. We're going to go over them again and make sure you guys truly understand. Number 1 is going to be printing on demand. This is going to be your drop shipping. It's going to be the easiest. There are going to be no upfront costs. This is going to be probably a lot of people's go-to when you're just starting out. And again, super easy, no cost. It's going to work out. Downside, again, is that you may not understand what you're getting, and it may not be the quality that you want, which again goes into your brand identity, who you are. If you're someone that said rich, as in you're one of those 3 pro words, or luxury, whatever the brand was, whatever your identity was, it's going to be really important that you understand that drop shipping may not be exactly what you want. Your second option is going to be you printing, screen printing. Again, this is something that's pretty DIY. A lot of local shops will let you do it at theirs. I've been to a couple shops in Jersey that have let me, you know, do the whole screen printing. They've let me do like actually putting like the paint on. It was actually super cool. So that's more DIY, do it yourself. Again, the costs aren't too crazy. So again, I suggest that if you're someone that kind of wants to get your hands on, you know, get your hands a little dirty in the process. And the last tip is going to be manufacturing in bulk. Again, manufacturing is going to be an overseas manufacturer. You might find one in the States, might be a little more pricey, but again, overseas manufacturer, they're going to make sure you get what you want for sure. It's going to be a higher quantity though. So this is usually more of a higher end investment. This is more for brands that may have been around, or you have a lot of money to start out with, because I'm not going to lie, it is not cheap. But it will be exactly what you want. They can send you samples if necessary, and again, it's going to be super easy. I can even link my manufacturer in the description. I'm not here to gatekeep with you guys at all. He is great. So definitely check him out if you're looking into getting. Now the last step, the fun step that's not actually so fun if you're not tech savvy, is going to be building your website. Now, I said if you're not tech savvy, but I know that there are a ton of sites that are going to be super user friendly, super easy for you guys to use, and I have another video coming on that, so check that out to see my top 5 resources for building my site. I use Shopify, but again, there are so many platforms you can use: Wix, Etsy, Squarespace. There's so many that you guys can use, and again, we can get into that in depth on another day, but don't wait for people to magically find you. Build your site, you know, and of course selling on Instagram is going to be great, but build your site, whether it's Shopify, and, you know, play around with templates on there and get involved in like marketing and promotion. A lot of these sites will also have add-ons that will help you with the newsletters and getting emails and getting people to kind of sign up for text messages from you. So again, these sites are super good with all that. And right now, Shopify has a free trial. This is not a paid promotion or anything, guys. I promise you, Shopify is really just that great. They have a free trial right now, so you can literally start your brand for free. If you guys have your ideas already and have your logo, start that Shopify site and set up your free trial. if you sell one shirt, your monthly subscription for the next month is paid for. And if you're doing drop shipping, you had nothing involved. So it can be a passive form of income for you guys. So definitely check out Shopify and some of the other sites. But step 3 is going to be building your site and getting your brand out there. This is going to be super important. So tell me in the comments which one of these was the most helpful tip for you, if any of them, I hope. And tell me what you guys are looking to start, what kind of brand. If you guys need any help, again, I'm here. My information is on my YouTube channel. Like, feel free to reach out to me. I've helped a ton of people. Drop in the comments what website you might want to use to start, or if you have used any of them, let me know how that went for you. If you guys have used any of the production tips that I've given or any of the production methods I've given, let me know how that worked out for you guys. And just let me know what kind of brand you're interested in starting. And, just drop something interesting in the comments. And if you guys enjoyed, as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. And be on the lookout for more content, especially the